That's not it at all. It's that I've got to realize that I can let a DeMarcus Ware out of here because I don't have enough money because I paid it to too many others. That happened to me. And so I don't want that to happen again. And we've got some top talent here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into a fresh hour of First Take. I am crewed up. NFL Network analyst, former coach Brian Billick here with us. Good to have you, sir.
It's amazing that order. You know, you think of yourself a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, coach, and you was Super Bowl.
Oh, sorry. I did the NFL
No.
Network
You were
first.
great. You were great.
It's good to see you.
Back when I first finished, they did I did some Coors Light. They took live clips.
Yeah.
Which was great. It was fun. Of taped up, and they had a fun time with it. And I'd go through the airport, and people, oh, you're that Coors Light guy. And I'm going, evidently I am. Evidently that's
that is your identity to that person.
Right?
Yes.
No,
Joe DiMaggio was Mr. Coffee.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, Max and Stephen A. Guys, let's get the party started. You just heard Jerry Jones on the Cowboys' philosophy with players' contracts as superstars Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott await new long-term deals from Dallas. A deal has finally been inked, but with Jaylon Smith. According to our Todd Archer, the linebacker who is set to be a restricted free agent after the season has signed an extension for 5 years, $64 million. $35.5 million guaranteed. That's the third most in terms of guaranteed money at that position. Stephen A., who should be more upset after this deal? Would you go Dak or
Well,
Zeke?
first of all, I don't want to say the word. To answer the word upset, if you had to pick one of the two, I would say Dak.
Okay.
But in reality, I don't think anybody should be upset. When we consider what this dude went through, coming into the NFL, the ACL, the MCL injury, how nasty that was, speculation about where his career would go because of it, with folks looking at him, knowing what a stud he was before that injury, and for him to come into the NFL and to do what he has done, it's special. And he deserves this money, and I'm incredibly happy for him. I truly, truly am. Having said all of that, again, nobody should be upset with him. Nobody should be upset with him getting his money. But if we had to pick somebody other two, you're going to go with the quarterback. And I'm going to say this the reason why. Dak Prescott hasn't missed a game. Best ability is availability, first of all. 48 games he could have played in his NFL career. 48 games he did play. Hasn't missed a start, okay? 2 times they've been to the postseason. I understand that Ezekiel Elliott is the bell cow. 322 carries as a rookie. 304 carries last year. Didn't get suspended to 6 games in his second year. He might have been the league leading rusher for 3 consecutive years and probably had another 300-plus carries as well. We get all of that. But it ain't like Dak Prescott has been some scrub. It ain't like he's been devoid of the ability to show he can make plays and he can do some good things for you. Not to mention his leadership, not to mention the fact that he's somewhat of an extension of Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, etc., in terms of what they want from their organization. And last but not least, Coach, when you look at a guy like Jason Garrett, there have been questions about him. I'll be nice because you're here, okay? But there have been questions about Jason Garrett. So if you're taking those
Not every
things,
coach has won a Super Bowl. I don't know if
well,
you're
let me
aware.
say this.
Or that it matters sometimes.
That's right. But let me say this real quickly. You had a different offensive coordinator. Now you got Kellen Moore in there, okay? So clearly there was some questions. Jason Garrett didn't get his contract extension, so clearly Jerry Jones has some questions about him. All of those things Dak Prescott has worked around. He's still there, still doing his job, and other quarterbacks who haven't achieved are getting paid $27, $28, $29 million a year. Why not him?
Well, you can't, in my opinion. There's 2 types of teams in the NFL.
Okay.
Teams with a quarterback and teams that don't have a quarterback. And if you don't, you're all about, we better find it, procure it, find a way to get it fixed. If you believe you've got one in Dak Prescott, and obviously they do, and rightfully so, it's not a matter, if you're going to try to say, is he worth the money? Hard for me to imagine anybody worth that amount of money, but that's what you pay a starting quarterback that's established himself. Does that mean he's the best quarterback? Is that the best money you're going to spend? There's no comparison when you look at the running back position, which through no fault of Ezekiel Elliott's is devalued a little bit.
Correct.
Ezekiel, I think, was the only 300-plus carry last year.
Correct.
And also knowing that, and I understand Ezekiel, this is his big contract. It's the second contract that's where you got to hit pay dirt. Because the next one, once you start to approach 30 as a running back, Dak Prescott can be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback long into his 30s. So there's a lot of reasons why you have to take care of that first. The Jaylon Smith thing, sometimes you've got to kind of, I hope I don't misrepresent, you got to kind of clear the books a little bit. Before we get these other big contracts done, not that it's a lesser contract because we'd all like to have it, but sometimes you have to take care of the lesser contracts before you can establish what we're going to do with the big 2.
First of all, I think the answer is actually Zeke, who should be I agree with Stephen, who should be upset. The guy's getting paid. Once you put a salary cap in, it is so that the players fight over the money because there's a limited amount of money. There's no such thing as resetting the market. That's nonsense. Jerry Jones put in a salary cap so that he could pocket the money instead of giving it to the players. That's what a salary cap means. And so when you hear, well, this one wants to reset the market, that's only for his position group, right? Like, that's for his position. Every dollar you take to pay Peter, you got to rob from Paul. That's the way the NFL works. The reason Ezekiel Elliott should be more upset than anybody right now is he will be underpaid. The quarterback position is overvalued. It doesn't mean it's not by far the most important position. Of course it is. But the reason I say that is the highest paid quarterbacks rarely win the Super Bowl because you're giving them so much money. A lot of times there's not enough to put around them. That's why Tom Brady always restructures. Because coach, and by the way, it's almost it's needless to say what you have forgotten about football, I will never know. Nevertheless, I disagree with you here because I think it's over that, especially football people with experience. No, man, if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have anything. So you just got to, no, but that doesn't mean you just got to pay that guy anything because then you really don't have resources for other guys. So there's a big three on offense we always hear about. Dak, Zeke, and Amari Cooper now. But there's a big three on defense too. DeMarcus Lawrence got paid. Van Der Esch is on a rookie deal. They got him locked up. I would actually say Jaylon Smith probably has the best argument to be the third guy in the big three on defense. There are a couple other candidates.
But he's big.
The cornerback.
Him and Van Der Esch.
Sean Lee's a little bit
You
older.
took a team-friendly deal.
Right. So Ezekiel Elliott, Dak's going to get paid for the reason you said. Amari's playing good soldier. He stays healthy. He's going to get paid. The question is, will Zeke ever get paid what he's worth? Will he ever?
Go ahead, Coach.
No. And here's where I'll disagree a little bit because I'm with you 100%. To try to place the value on it, okay, you're going to play great defense, you're going to pay the defenders, and I'm going to pay Ezekiel Elliott, and he's going to be a 300-carry guy. Can I win a championship with that? No. We did back in 2000 with that formula because there was a void of great quarterback play. We had transitioned out of the Aikmans and the Montanas and the Youngs. We had not yet come into the Peyton Mannings and the Breezes.
One of the best defenses of all time.
So, and I'm not, obviously very proud of that, but I don't know that in today's game we could do as good as that defense was. And you're right, it was the greatest of all time on a record that will never be broken in terms of the defensive scoring record. But in today's game, now I don't know if Dak Prescott is a Super Bowl caliber quarterback or not. They have to make that decision to say, yes, we think he is. Because I will tell you, no matter what money you put in the defense and how good that running back is, in today's game, that alone is not enough.
Here's where I'm coming to you, and it's just with a question. It's not a debate, it's a question.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about when you talk about Super Bowl champions that had a leading rusher, Terrell Davis, 1998, I believe, with John Elway in Denver, and obviously Emmitt Smith with the Cowboys. Outside of that, no Super Bowl champion has had a leading rusher, a bell cow, really carrying the ball for them and really leading their offense. But we assume that you can't win that way. As a coach that coached in the NFL, that obviously knows football, that is now an exceptional NFL analyst on television, by the way, let me ask you this question. Is it really that way, or is it something that the NFL has chosen to adopt? In other words, you've got teams that want to be pass happy because they may not have an Ezekiel Elliott or whatever. But is it really an ingrained belief that if I got a running back the caliber of Ezekiel Elliott, it doesn't make a difference? He's the focal point of our offense, so we ain't winning the Super Bowl. Is that really the belief?
Just follow what the league has done by way of the rules.
Okay.
Everything about the rules is about points, protect the quarterback, protect receivers down the field, and that's not diminished. It's interesting, the two guys you point out, Terrell Davis and Emmitt Smith, also happen to have future Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Now, they may have been, John Elway at that stage may not have been the dominant quarterback of the time, but these are two Super Bowl, or I should say, yes, Super Bowl winning and Hall of Fame quarterbacks. So I'm not saying that to play great defense, sign Ezekiel Elliott, and have a good, solid, serviceable quarterback, that maybe doesn't win for you. But if he does, the minute you win a Super Bowl with that guy, he's going to go, well, now you got to pay me because now I'm a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Look why it's Zeke who should be upset, guys. Jerry Jones is being very smart about this. That dude is loyal. That dude is being quiet. He came back from injury. He wants to be a Cowboy. I'm going to pay that guy. But it's going to be below market. I want to send the message. We are not setting the market. Well, Dak doesn't have to set the market to get paid. because that's the way quarterbacks are paid. But now there's less money to go around. And he's telling Ezekiel Elliott, even though you're going to get less than everyone else, you're also not going to set the market.
Well, that's what the players do. To my frustration as a coach when you watch all this, and my mentor, God bless his soul, Denny Green, always said there's a time for pay and there's time for play. And when you mix the two, you have a problem. So when it's a time for pay, as a coach, you bite your tongue, you sit back and go, okay, you all take care of that. Because when it's a time to play, although it's a bit of a facade, you got to hold that at arm's length. And so however they deal with that, Jerry Jones has to look, because the players have to understand, you already said it, the pie is set. Every dollar I pay you, I got to take a little out of your contract. And for you two to stay, you got to go. That's life in the National Football League. This isn't the NBA. It's not Major League Baseball. There are ways around it. Dallas has already lived through the nightmare of, with Troy Aikman, going to Bank Aikman. Anytime a quarterback says, well, I'm going to take a hit for the team and I'm going to take less. No. You're just deferring that money until later. You're going to get paid.
And that's real spit, what I appreciate. We have to get a commercial break, but you mentioned your Super
real
Bowl.
spit to coach?
Sorry.
I don't think he knows what real. Do you know what real spit is?
Okay. Way to make it awkward. Coach, I wanted to compliment you on your Super Bowl, by the way. You had the greatest defense ever with Ray Lewis. You guys allowed the fewest points in a season. Absolutely incredible. Thank you for staying with us, even though I'm using
real spit means
real
real talk.
Does it?
Real talk.
6 Super Bowls, 4 Super Bowl MVPs. Sorry, Coach. Killing me. Tom Brady's the GOAT, right? You don't want to miss what one of the NFL's top